5 years ago, on July 17th, 2018, the source idea for what is now Syntropic World downloaded into my being. I felt it arrive, and I knew I had to move from my regular desk to another space to capture the rush of this idea. When it arrived, I was in the final stages of severe depression. I had neither the capacity nor the resources, emotionally, spiritually, and financially, to do much about it. Yet it sat there, captured in my journal and burning a hole in my soul, refusing to remain dormant. In early March 2019, I was seized with the first step: to create and deliver a workshop, a masterclass, in the next 3 weeks. On March 19th and 20th, 2019, I delivered the first of 3 iterations of what is now the Syntropic Enterprise Masterclass. In June of 2019, I knew I had to call what I was doing something different. I walked from my desk to my bookshelf and pulled down my overread, no longer bound edition of Critical Path by Buckminster Fuller, looking for naming inspiration. Took all of 10 seconds. Syntropy was right in front of me. My history had been conspiring to have me arrive at this place. I am a lover of words, linguistics, and etymology. As a student of Buckminster Fuller's work, I loved his insistence on creating new words for a new world. Think about it. If we want better and different, we need a new language. I had fallen in love with the word syntropy when I first met it in the 90s in Critical Path. And then I had tracked it from the very early days of Google, when typing in syntropy brought up about 6 entries and an otherwise blank screen. Unheard of now. I even chatted with Daniel Weil around 2009 about syntropy and how we might expect it to become a common word. So in June 2019, there it was, a clear choice: syntropy, towards a higher order for an eternally regenerative universe. Hello, this is Christine McDougall, and this is Sunday Syntropy for July 23rd, 2023. And the topic for today is how to live a syntropic life for an eternally regenerative universe. Thank you for listening. I added the word enterprise to signal an advance on the word business. Enterprise is an endeavor. A syntropic enterprise can be any or all of the following: your life, family, community, not-for-profit, charity, multinational organization, team, political party. A syntropic enterprise is more comprehensive than a social enterprise. It practices a whole new set of codes and principles. It is not just about a social purpose. It is about applying new models designed and built with integrity to everything. Evolutionary purpose is one element. Every system and structure used must hold the pattern integrity of the evolutionary purpose and source idea. The relational dynamics and cultures are a clear reflection of the pattern integrity. The choices made, the strategy taken, all in complete integrity to the whole. Our leadership development, our ability to steward, how we coordinate people, what we call work, and how we value contribution. It is an expression of Buckminster Fuller's quote, "You never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build new models that make the existing obsolete." What is the existing reality from a human enterprising perspective? What are the operating systems that underpin the world we have? Well, depending on the particular nation state you focus on, we have various forms of democracy, theocracy, and autocracy. We have a currency and monetary system underpinned by the US dollar. We have late-stage capitalism. We have legal codes of enterprise, corporation, asset protection, intellectual property, and liability. We have tax. We have a particular way of edifying success. We have an education and healthcare, sickness care system. We have employment and workers' rights. We have the rights of the corporation equal to the rights of people. These systems and structures and more are the substrates of the current human enterprising world. There are increasing rumblings about many of them reaching a failed state. But what will we replace them with? And is this even possible? Syntropic World thinks it is possible, and we are busy building new models based on natural design science. In other words, we take nature's coordinate system, nature's operating laws, and apply them to everything we do. This is why Syntropic World uses the expression, "No more rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. Let's build a new boat." Taking a beautiful idea for a world with a future and wrapping it in the old current models and operating systems will get us more of the same, not transformation, incrementalism. This is a tragedy. So many beautiful ideas, so much goodwill, so much human ingenuity. They end up rearranging deck chairs and hoping for a new boat. I know. I did the deck chair rearranging for decades until my heart broke. Any time we choose to act for the increased well-being of Earth and all her creatures, without ecological offense or the disadvantage of anyone, we choose to act as a syntropic enterprise. It is a whole systems approach. And for this, we need to know the operating system we are currently playing in. We need to know the design features of capitalism, particularly the stage capitalism is in now. We must understand what happens when we overlay our enterprise with a legal code plucked from the business as usual song sheet. When we consider value only through the lens of one domain, assigning all other value expressions to the not valuable enough domain. This is not an easy task. It is far easier to create a business as usual enterprise. It is far easier to seek to make money than to design an enterprise for a world with a future. Those attracted to Syntropic World are the positive deviants, the outliers, the rebels and the misfits, risk takers, transformative change makers. We know that to create new models, maps, language, and worldviews, to do this type of change initiative, we must commit to our personal development and capacity for increasing perspective holding. But this is not enough. Changing the consciousness of the world is not enough. We must build new operating systems and models that make the existing ones obsolete and that enable a higher order of consciousness to emerge. Always centered around the purpose made evident by the evolutionary purpose of an increased well-being for Earth and all her creatures. We must design relational dynamics and cultures that enable people to bring their very best while working elegantly in community. Again, not easy, but worth it. Our syntropic enterprise is the model of the world we want to see. Our life is the model of the world we want to see. We are the demonstration. Our families are the demonstration. Integrity is the essence of everything. I love this quote by Bucky Fuller. In all my work, I have never separated a person's personal life from their business/working life. I see and work with people as a whole. Everything matters. What we do in our relaxation time is reflected in what we do in service to others. My marathon running and my new sport of surfing imbue everything I do. If our personal life is fractured, it affects everything else, and vice versa. A syntropic enterprise includes a syntropic life. It is the chicken and the egg, not one before the other, integral, complementary. How to live a syntropic life. Be the model. Have your life be a demonstration of a move towards a higher order for an eternally regenerative universe. Eat fresh, healthy food if you are able. Move daily. Sleep well. Model tensegrity, the combination of contribution, work, giving, and rest, recovery, receiving. Have your most precious relationships with people, activities, and self be primary. Continue to evolve your emotional, cognitive, spiritual, moral, ethical, and integrity development. Be surrounded by people you trust who insist you demonstrate integrity and call you on your BS. Clean up the past. Commit to clean communication. Clean house, literally and figuratively. Create a code of conduct and live by it. Be a disciple unto thyself. Know your shadow, dark side, fears and insecurities. Pay your debts, not just the monetary ones. Make the scary call. If you are interested in a checklist, a personal integrity inventory, to help you be the foundation of a syntropic life, please email reply with integrity inventory in the subject line. For those listening to the podcast, email hello@syntropic.world. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a risk taker and change maker. It is time for us to amplify in every way. Watching the world burn is not optional for us. No more rearranging deck chairs. Let us build new boats. This episode is sponsored by Syntropic World, and we are hosting a new workshop. If you are interested in creating the architecture to ensure elegant and synergistic coordination of people around a purpose they care deeply about, if you seek to avoid disintegration into dysfunctional teams and partnerships, then do consider the Trust Manifesto Creation Workshop. By the end of the 3 weeks, you will have as your very own enterprise architecture to ensure ecologies of synergy where we are better together. You can download the brochure in the show notes. I love answering your questions. So if you have any questions for this episode or previous episodes, please visit syntropic.world/podcast and click the orange button.
Hi, Steve from Melbourne here. And my question is...
Hi, this is Robin from warm and sunny Tanzania. My question is...
Good morning, this is Michael Frebe from Germany. My question is...
Hi, this is Colleen in the Netherlands. My question is...
Hi, this is Cindy from beautiful Cambridge.
Hello, I am Paul Epping from the Netherlands. And my question for the podcast...
Bonjour, my name is Dorothy from Brussels, Belgium.
Hi, my name is Ivan from Cali, Colombia, but I'm living in Bali right now. So my question is...
Hi, I'm Rochelle Armstrong from Northeast Victoria, Australia. My question is...
Hiya, this is Lorraine in Montreal, Canada, and my question is...
And that completes my question.
And that completes my question.
I had a question this week about trust. Trust is critical for anything to function well. The question was, currently I'm having issues with a new acquaintance not trusting me due to assumptions only and not anything else. This issue is where the person who outreached for the answer to this question is renting a cottage, and the rental is being paid by doing work on the house, the farm, cleaning up the fences and so on. And the question was, how do I establish trust in this type of space? It's a really powerful question because it really speaks to some of the core tools that we use in Syntropic World, namely the synergistic accounting audit with a coordinated use of how to manage expectations. And so what I would recommend happens here is that the person who is going to be renting and has been asked to do some work, name very specifically and very clearly what they have the capacity, willingness, and desire to do around the farm, around with fences, with repair, all of that sort of thing. So if you have 6 hours a week, then you name that. If you don't have that much, then you need to be honest about what you do have. If you have the skill set, then you name that. If you are on a learning curve, then you name that. It's very important to get really clear about what a good job looks like, because for some people, doing the mowing can look, okay, and for others it needs to be exceptionally precise. If we don't establish that, then there is the likelihood of upset. So getting really clear about what that is. So here's what I have to bring, and here's what I can do. And we consider that in multiple domains. I can do this work, I can bring some knowledge, I can bring some skill, I can bring a really good quality relationship where I will listen and pay attention and be respectful. Those are the type of things that we can name. And in return, I expect to get the rent paid. I would expect that I'm treated with dignity and that we work together to build a trusting relationship as we go forward, where if there's any issues that we speak about it right up front and that we're clear about that. So that's what the person renting can do on the one side. And then they can invite the person that they're renting from to do the same. What do you have the capacity, willingness, and desire to bring to this scenario? Well, clearly a cottage to be rented. And what are the conditions of that? How do they want it to be maintained? What does that look like? And for that transaction, what are they expecting? And not just a nebulous expectation. This is where we need to get into the detail. So let's work, for example, over the next couple of weeks. I will do this task and you'll let me know how I've gone. Does it need to be this? Does it need to be that? Do I need to do more of this, less of that? Do I need to do this better? And so on. As we establish the management of expectations around the tasks and the time. This can take some time, but if we're committed to that back and forward flow of communication between the expectations of both parties, we'll reach a place where it's fairly stable. The use of the synergistic audit and managing expectations really adds the foundations for trust in this particular relationship.